go ahead and call this meeting in order. Shelby County Supervisors is December 19th, 2023. Any conflict of interest, gentlemen, on the agenda today?
No.
Mark, are there any additions or we take anything off the agenda today?
Nope. We're sticking to it.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Charlie,
Second.
second by Bryce, approve the agenda as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Chance to look over the minutes of December 5th. Any corrections or changes to that, Mark?
No.
Motion to approve minutes as presented from December 5th.
Motion.
Motion by Bryce, second by Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Had a chance to look over the claims. Any questions there?
None.
Motion to approve claims as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Bryce. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Next on the agenda, Wendy Mueller with West Central Report. Good morning.
Wendy.
Hi,
Morning.
how's everybody?
Good. It's been a whole year already.
Yeah, I know, right? Can you miss me already? Okay.
She's got everything under control.
Always.
90%.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so good morning and thanks for letting me come and talk today. Just want to thank you on behalf of West Central Community Action for your continued support. We are asking for the same amount as last year, which is $3,500, and your funding goes to help support our outreach services, any local match requirements that we might have, and support any additional funding needs we might have in Shelby County. So I would really like to thank Charlie, who serves as our president. He does a great job, is extremely supportive, and just does wonderful. So just thank him too.
Good job, Charlie.
Yes.
He's got a good CEO. I don't have to do nothing.
Oh no, he does great. So I provided a packet of information. This is from fiscal year 23 that we just finished. And so the first thing we'll go over is some client demographics. We served 558 households, which consisted of over 1,300 individuals. This is a small increase of approximately 20 households over last year. Of the households that we served, 41% were single person, 57% had an income below the 100% poverty guideline, and 51% were on a fixed monthly income. And then 44% were between the ages of 18 and 59 years of age. And then page 3 starts to talk about the services that we provided. So Head Start, that promotes school readiness for children who are ages 3 to 5. We operate 2 Head Start classrooms right here in Harlan, serving a total of 12 children, and 1 through a partnership with Harlan Community School District, which serves an additional 16 children. We also have Early Head Start, which provides support to low-income infants and toddlers and pregnant women, and we have 2 classrooms that serves a total of 16 children right here in Harlan as well. Page 4, Child Care Resource and Referral. This program really assists family in helping selecting child care providers who meet their needs. They also work with centers, home providers to participate in the quality rating system. They provide multiple trainings, and they also work with communities to help eliminate or solve any child care solutions that they have. We continue to see a decline in child care programs throughout the area. Over the past 5 years here in Shelby County, we've seen a 29% decrease. So, but that is consistent with nationwide. So yes, we definitely have seen a huge decrease and decline in child care programs. Child and adult care food program, that really promotes good nutrition, positive eating habits for children. They have to be a registered family child care home. We had 66 children were enrolled in 3 home providers who participated in that program. We also have weatherization, which helps low-income households increase their energy efficiency and save on their fuel costs. We had 7 households received over $239,000 worth of services. This is double from what we did last year in Shelby County, so we did a lot more. LIHEAP, that helps households pay a portion of their heating costs. We had 379 households received utility assistance for over $189,000. We also do crisis money. That helps with furnace repairs or replacements, helps with service continuity, reconnects, things like that. And we had 2 different pots of money this year. We had regular ESIP, which assisted 32 households for a little over $16,000. And then we had some emergency ESIP fund, which assisted another 62 households for $63,000. So for a total of over $80,000 was provided in crisis funding for Shelby County residents.
Where do you get the bulk of that money?
That's all fed. That's all federal, and it's passed through at the state. So.
Grants.
And then LIWAP, that was the water assistance program that provides water assistance for past due water bills, sewer bills, reconnection fees, and we had 95 households received water assistance for a total of over $50,000. That program did end in September and was not renewed at the federal level. So. And then page 6, our food pantry. As you know, we have a food pantry right here in Harlan. Families can access that up to 6 times a year, more if needed. We assisted 221 households, which consisted of 548 individuals. And then we have the Family Development Self-Sufficiency Program, or FADS, and that program really works with families who have children and are 175% or below the federal poverty guideline. Specialists really provide intense case management services to help families meet their goals and get them on the path of self-sufficiency. And we had 6 families who benefited from that program. We also had a one-time Habitat Home Assistance Program, which helped homeowners with furnaces and air conditioners and water heaters. And we had 1 household that received assistance for $1,100. And then page 7 just shows the dollars under the value that either go directly to clients or vendors, which totaled over $1.1 million. And then page 8 shows the admin and the delivery costs. And, you know, we really try to keep our admin under 5% and delivery under 20%, and we did both of those, which is good. And then page 9 is just a summary. And as you can see, over $1.4 million of services were provided by West Central for Shelby County. And just want to thank, you know, the Shelby County residents too for donating to our office. They are amazing and provide countless food donations and clothing room for our programs. So just want to thank them as well. And on behalf of myself and the employees and the board of directors, just want to thank you for your continued support.
She has a great staff.
Yes, I do. I have a great staff who do most of the work, so,
If you had to pick one thing, what's the biggest challenge for you guys out there now? I know I only said one.
Yeah, that's hard.
She's gone through a few
That's
things.
hard.
I mean, there's something that's kind of switching gears on you
Well,
going
I just think
backwards?
with the looming government shutdown, how, you know, the budget cuts at the federal level, that's going to have a huge impact on how we provide services moving forward. So if budget cuts get cut at the federal level, then it's going to have a direct impact on what we
Because
do.
I'm sure your needs don't go away.
No, no. And in fact, they're increasing just due to inflation and different things like that.
Right.
So, you know, right now I think just worrying about what the feds are going to do. So, yeah.
They don't cover to Shelby County, they have
10
the
counties.
region.
10?
10 counties.
Oh.
Yep, go Monona all the way to Fremont, so.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 counties. Yeah.
Job security.
Yeah. Yeah, so.
Well, I
yeah.
appreciate you giving us a report.
Yes,
and
you're welcome, you're
You're one of
welcome.
the few departments that stay consistent with your ask, so
Yes.
we appreciate that
yes,
too, but
well,
we understand
Yeah,
there's more needs there too.
yeah, so anything you can do is greatly appreciated, we appreciate
Okay.
it, so.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank
Well,
you.
thank you very
Merry
much.
Christmas.
Bye,
Yep.
you too, have a great holiday, bye.
Is Mr. Todd Valine out there? All right.
Do they have to prove that 3,500?
No, you do it with your budget, with
Okay.
the claim, yep.
All right.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Hi, Todd.
How are we?
Good?
How are you and Santa getting along?
We had a lot of fun this year, and so now he has to get back. He's got a little bit of work to do.
Well, I suppose.
He does.
And speaking of the holidays, just a reminder to the general public, yet this week through the end of Friday, that we're still doing the Shop and Win program here in Shelby County. So if you see the "Just Keep the Cheer Here" sign in the window of the business, for every $10 you spend, every $25 you spend with them, you'll get a raffle ticket. and then we'll draw on January 2nd for those winners. So that's still going on through the end of this week. Our hours, just as a reminder, will be closing at noon on Friday, December 22nd, and then we'll be closed through January 1st. So we'll be back open again then on the morning of the 2nd in January. Quick congratulations to the Shelby County Historical Museum. They were selected one of 9 locations in Iowa to host the Spark Places of Innovation exhibition. That's kind of a really cool thing that they've got there.
That's cool.
So they'll be putting stuff out on their social media with more information about, regarding the exhibit itself and the programs tied around it. Then, another cool thing, Iowa Western will be offering Class B CDL training starting just after the first of the year. So right now they've made a lot of progress in getting everything set up. They have one adjunct constructor hired. I'm sure they can use more than one. They have a trailer and semi ready to roll. They have a certified road test or route already set up, and then right now they're finalizing the skills test range to meet the DOT standards for that. So look, pretty much after about the middle of January, you'll see information about the classes out there, and classes should start in early March. But as much need as we have, it's
They've
great
been
to
working
have.
with the Fair Board and
Yeah,
myself and Carolyn for using the course and things like that. So it'd be nice to have something so localized here for the young
it
young
is.
people. It's very well needed.
Yeah, it's gonna be great to have. Then also Shelby County ISU Extension has announced that you can become a Master Gardener. The 2024 winter session will begin February 26th, but applications are due to them you can either apply from January 15th to February 12th. The cost is $150 to apply, and you can just visit their office to do that. But in fact, I've seen just recently in the paper, we've had a few people reach that level of Master Gardener, and that's great, because that helps a lot with all of our ideas about how can we have, more and more food generated
You
for
teach
the
the
local
course?
community. Me?
Yeah.
No. No. I do a lot of gardening, but no. Then ballpark trail donation, that's still going on also. So that's through December 27th. And you can make a donation to either the Chamber of Commerce, or you can visit the website, which is the letter B, the number 2, the letter B, trail.com. This is for the Shelby County Trail running right now between Panama and Portsmouth. And the cool thing about this is between now and December 27th, all of the donations that are made up to $25,000, Panama Transfer will match. So it really is great. They've done that for us for a couple of years. We've got that huge grant that we have to put a match together for. So just if people are looking for that end of the year donation, that's a good one to make. And then finally, since we won't be doing some of this between the holidays because our office will be closed, on December 31st, Westphalia, they're having their New Year's Eve ribeye dinner from 5 to 9 for the fire department. So just want to make sure that folks get that on their calendar.
And they do a good job too.
They do a great job. They really do. So.
1 year, the steak was bigger than my plate.
Yeah. So that's it for us.
Thank you.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Next on the agenda, memorandum of understanding Shelby County EMS and City of Harlan Fire Department. Mark, do you have any, you want me to go over this, or Jean, why don't you come up and.
I can speak
go
to
through
it.
this? Yep.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning. Morning.
With the transition, the rapid transition from the contracted service to the Shelby County service, with, again, great teamwork and collaboration, and appreciate the county expediting that. This was put in place, or recommended to be put in place as an additional layer of response if needed. Harlan Fire and Rescue for years has responded to medical and emergency needs, yet they've been a non-transport service. And since we've had a paid transport service, it just did not make financial sense to invest in locally in additional equipment and rolling stock. With this, it simply permits if both units are out with the county, then the third unit could be driven and used as a transport ambulance when Harlan Fire and Rescue responds. And the Harlan City Council reviewed and approved this last meeting, and I think it was just more of a timing issue, wasn't able to get on your agenda. And since the launch, Jordan can speak to this, I do see him here, that I believe at least once Harlan Fire and Rescue has been on standby, yet to date I don't believe they had to respond. So again, it's an additional layer of protection for our citizens and the county to allow us to use that to transport when needed.
That's great.
Another example of everybody working together.
Agreed.
Appreciate you guys stepping up to the plate and providing that service.
Likewise with you in good partnerships.
Yep, everybody's been awesome. So, Jordan, you or Neil have anything to add to that? So, yeah, it's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely.
So, do you have any other questions for Gene?
Nope. Nice to be
Robert?
working together.
Do I have a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Bryce. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Would you like to sign that right now, and I'll give it to Gene?
Yep, I can do that.
That's his copy, so
Okay. There you go.
thank you.
Next on the agenda is Resolution 2023-53 to Shelby County Handbook EMS weight scale. It's a temporary one until we get the permanent one in there. Jordan, you have anything to add to that?
I don't think so, it's pretty cut and dry.
Okay.
I changed the wording on the resolution to rates from scale, as advised.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a wage scale, it's wage rates.
Then, Jordan, you plan on getting us a scale sometime before July 1?
Yeah. I gotta figure out how that'll work, but yeah, because we can't change where people are at now. But we will now make a scale.
'Cause I'm sure there's probably some other counties out there you can kind of work with, and Galloway might be a really good source of information for you there too.
Okay.
So, okay. You guys have any other questions on that?
Nope.
Okay, do I have a motion to include the addendum to our handbook?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Bryce, second by Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thanks, Mark, for getting that together. Secondary roads report, Brandon?
Brandon. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Hi, Brandon.
Didn't know you were hiding out there.
Yeah, just around the corner, Charlie. On our agenda, have update to utility permit. Got a copy here.
Yep.
The final won't have the yellow, it's got the highlighted yellow, what we
Okay.
changed on there. The final won't have the yellow highlights on it, obviously, but from what we had before, basically I'll go over what we changed. The supervisors could always negotiate a fee with the utility, and it was always the chairman. We changed it to the fee shall be negotiated between the applicant and the chairman of the board of supervisors or their designee prior to processing and approval of the permit by the board of supervisors.
Okay.
Under bonding, we changed it because we had several small entities, somebody putting a water line from one side of the road to the other, that bonding didn't seem all that. It was more, necessary. It was more expensive for them to obtain a bond than the whole project was gonna cost. So we just changed that to bonding shall not be required when the installation is serving a single residence. However, the applicant shall deposit funds equivalent to 20% of the project's projected cost with the county as a damage deposit prior to beginning the installation. In any case, the applicant shall follow all of the other necessary requirements in this application and shall continue to be liable for any damages or corrective action necessary to Shelby County secondary roads infrastructure resulting from the installation. And the last change we made, since the board only meets every other week, we have some emergency installations or small installations that, if they give them to us on the second Tuesday of a month, it might be 3 weeks before we meet again. So At the end, we added, at the discretion of the county engineer after consultation with the chairman of the board of supervisors, permits for small projects were requested by public utilities that have an existing relationship with Shelby County may be granted approval to proceed by the county engineer prior to board of supervisors official action. Small projects shall be defined as service installations to single homes that are less than 500 linear feet of utility installed within the county right of way. Insurance and bond must be on file with the county engineer's office prior to work commencing. And those were the changes to the permit. Everything else remained the same. I think Marcus had a few typos that he fixed, but other than that, it's the
So
same.
this come with your approval too, right?
Yep.
Okay, awesome, thank you. Okay, you guys have any other questions? Brandon on this? Do I have a motion to approve the changes to the permit application?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Bryce. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Brief update after that, one excavator crew is up on Birch Road, east and south of Highway 37. I think we talked about
Yep.
that, Steve. There's a dirt road and there were some plug tubes and it was kind of making a mess up there. So replacing those right now. The other excavator crew is on 1800 Street west of M56. There's, again, some plug culverts on the
Ain't
dirt
too many
road.
years you get it to work at Christmas time doing that.
Right, right. No, we'll keep
Take
plugging
advantage of
along
it,
as
yeah.
long as we can, so.
Yeah,
The bridge crew, they're gonna clean up the radiuses at Orange, right north of Highway 44. The water runs down the shoulder there and it's a mud hole every time we get a tenth of rain there. So talked with the DOT, because technically that's their jurisdiction, but we're just gonna shave the shoulder off and make sure it drains there because it's a mud hole all the time. Other than that, wings are going on maintainers right now. It's that time of year, unfortunately. And rock piles, we're getting them filled back up. I believe Harlan's done. Panama should be done, and we're gonna work in Kirkland. And other than that, guys are hauling some rock after the rain we got, and blades are out as needed.
I was
touching
wondering about
stuff
that,
up,
yeah.
So
Okay, good.
the guys that aren't putting
Got a little
leaves on
moisture
there
on the
out.
roads now.
Yep. So
Okay, good.
that's all I've got for today.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thanks.
Thanks, Brandon. Merry Christmas.
I skipped over, I apologize. EMS department report, Jordan. Sorry about that. Morning.
It's okay.
Morning.
Morning. Okay, so we've been busy. I get about 5 boxes of supplies a day in right now. We're finding a lot of things need to be ordered and updated,
Replenished.
replenished, and there's a lot of things that have been updated. A lot.
Okay, well,
So
staying on top of that.
we're working on that. We're averaging about 4 runs a day right now, which is a bit above average, but that's okay. Everything's been running smooth and we're staffed. Yesterday we received our narcotics form so we can start ordering narcotics through the hospital, so that'll be a good thing. We have 6 full-time paramedics, 3 full-time EMTs. We're running about $14,000 a week in salaries. So I have a meeting with Christy coming up to see if we can find a way to cut some overtime, especially on the paramedic side, maybe hiring some more EMTs. So we're looking at, we're just averaging a little bit above what we budgeted for salaries.
Because of the overtime.
Yeah, and
We knew we were gonna have overtime.
we knew we were gonna have overtime, especially when we're running 4 runs a day and the second crew is coming in, and that's where a lot of the overtime is incurring. But so far everything is,
Do you have any other options there
you
as far
know.
as cutting overtime?
Will the new schedule help in January?
Well, so the new schedule is trying to do in January. By the time I have a meeting on Thursday with the ambulance group, and then even if we figure out we can do that and advertise, it'll probably be February 1st where we try and run with that. So I need to sit down today and work on January schedule with the way we have things. So fortunately, there's some line items that we have budgeted that are high, which won't really matter they're not high right now because we're having to order so much stuff, but come January, February, there's a few line items that'll be high that we can offset some salary costs
Okay.
with,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, because we don't have any wiggle room there. We only got X amount of dollars.
Correct. But sometimes we have to spend X amount of dollars because we have to get ambulances up to date and supplies that we.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I just said it's hard because, we're limited, or is it froze, or what we got to work with.
If you're making more runs, there should be more revenue.
There'll be more revenue. It'll probably be, I'm gonna say it'll be March before we really see any impact on revenue.
Okay. That was one of my other questions.
But when we're doing a lot of runs. So.
Okay.
Good. I'm sure that if you hire extra, that'll cut down your
It'll cut
overtime.
substantially cut down overtime.
Yeah.
They'll still have 8 hours of overtime a week. 2 24-hour shifts gives you 8 hours of overtime.
So
a
do you
week,
have
but-
enough ambulances to
Oh,
take
yeah.
care of another?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 3, so we can have 2 crews on all the time and have 2 ambulances rolling, plus that third one that Harlan can use if need be. So,
Good.
we've got one last special check to sign today, and you should have upstairs for hopefully the last ambulance fix for now. And then everything will be good to go there.
Well, if your advisory council comes up with, you need to hire some people or whatever, if you're able to get that on the next meeting, so it don't delay you any more than it has.
It's January 2nd is the next meeting,
Okay.
just so you know.
Perfect. Yep.
Okay. Got anything else that's been, I'm glad you're full staff anyway. Are all the ambulances back online then?
They're all online. We're gonna do headlights and brakes and rotors on our medic one, which is everybody got 450.
Okay.
It needs to be done. It's enough to pass inspection, but it needs to be done. It's time to, so.
Okay.
And those are expensive on a
Okay.
bigger truck like that, so.
Okay. Well, you're doing a good job of organizing this and keeping everything going, so.
Been a lot of help.
The budget's gonna be the hardest thing to wrap your hands around
Well,
for all of
and
us.
I mean, right now, we're spending more money on supplies and vehicle maintenance than we want, but to get things up and running, we don't have a choice,
Right,
It's an upfront thing.
so, right?
okay. You're keeping a running total of that too, right? Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got it all. So.
Okay. All right.
Good
Okay,
job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is promotion of assistant Shelby County engineer to county engineer. Chris.
I wanted to see that for you.
Yes, sir. You guys are getting accustomed to this. Good morning.
Might as well.
Or need to put your name on the back of the chair.
I think I still can remember where it is. So far,
So tell me again, how many years you been with the county?
6.5.
6.5. And then a couple weeks ago, the board had a closed session interview with Chris, and long story short, and these guys can add in too, we have a very qualified assistant engineer here. We're very fortunate. He's capable of doing this job. He has a skill set for it, and he's interested in the job. And not every county out there has an engineer at this time. And so at this time, the board has agreed, they guided me to work with Chris and put together a contract with Mike Galloway, our HR person. And we just updated the agreement that Brandon had back in July, so we really didn't have any much for changes to it. We, of course, addressed the salary, and the only other change was prorating his vacation till July 1, because he would be getting 4 weeks now instead of 3.
Right.
And so we prorated that up. And his contract, normally contracts are 3 years. This will be 2.5. just because of the way it works, to get him on a July 1st rotation. So we'll have a 2.5-year contract here. He will start out at $115,000 on January 22nd. And July 1st go to $18,450. And then the following July, the last year of his contract, a 3% increase. So, am I missing anything? Otherwise, again, Mike Galloway went through the contract, same with contract Brandon had. Everybody's on board.
Should be good.
Man, a few words here.
That's right.
No, we're really excited to,
I appreciate the opportunity. I really do.
Fortunate to
We
have
do
somebody,
too.
Yeah.
We're glad you're
somebody
here.
born and raised here and quality individual. We're very lucky.
Thank you.
A lot of
Yeah,
towns
and-
that don't have an engineer right now. We're fortunate, so.
and you've been learning the ropes, that's always one of the
Brandon
things
has been a great mentor, so
Yes.
I hate to see him go.
we, yeah, we do too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but another opportunity for you.
Right.
And nobody expects you to learn it all in a year or two, and then usually doesn't happen that way, you know, so I don't want to see you get overwhelmed by it either. You know, we're here to help too.
Yeah, just
Sure.
lean on us if you need us.
Yeah, I'll be
Yeah.
talking to all you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Same goes the other way. Feel
Yep.
free to call. So.
So, we approve this contract here, then we're hoping you can get on, replacing, trying to hire an assistant for us. Hopefully we can get somebody hired, not saying on board, but hopefully hired before you leave. You know what I mean, before Brandon leaves and you move up.
Yeah, we'll
So-
get it posted and see what type of applicants we get. Go
Okay.
from there.
Okay, should be posted inside and out?
Yes.
Okay, okay. You guys have any more questions for Chris?
No.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve his promotion from assistant to county engineer effective January 22nd?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Bryce. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Welcome aboard, Chris.
Welcome.
Thanks, guys.
Congratulations.
Yep,
Appreciate it.
yep.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Want to sign that before you go?
I can.
Keep us abreast how
I'll
the
get you a copy.
hiring process goes. And
Yeah, I sure will.
okay, will that be going out on the ISAC website too?
Yeah, I will put it on the Service Bureau and that gets out to all the counties, so.
Okay. Okay.
If they have somebody or if they know somebody, hopefully they'll pass it on.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thanks, gentlemen.
You bet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is consideration of addendum of 2080 agreement between the city of Harlan and Shelby County, payments for sheriff and deputies administration.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Neil, why don't you come up here? I got something else I want to talk about anyway.
Sounds good. Good morning.
Why don't you lead into it?
Yeah,
Okay. Correct me if what I'm saying is incorrect or you think it needs to be corrected. The payments for the patrol to the Shelby County for patrolling the city of Harlan will be reduced to the county by $20,000 this year. $20,000 will be paid directly to the sheriff and deputies by the city of Harlan that are involved with the administration of this amendment provisions. Shelby County may not pay the sheriff. This is the whole reason. The Shelby County may not pay the sheriff an annual amount greater than the amount on the county budget using county funds. This amendment will allow administrative payments from the city of Harlan to the sheriff and deputies involved in the administrative work concerning the 2080 agreement.
is that the minutes? Is that what we were talking about?
Well, it's just what I wanted to
Okay.
read and
Okay. I don't know that all that's completely accurate. I don't know that you cannot pay me per that because there are other stipends and things that you can do within that. Did you see the final copy of that addendum for the 2080 one? Did you guys get a copy of it?
right there.
Okay, perfect. So under 3, basically the change is pretty simple. It's the bullet points.
Yep.
Down below number 3. And all it does is in that third quarter, if you look at that, it just changes it from the 205 or the 25% of the contract down $20,000.
Right.
And then it states why. Down below that it states the $20,000 will be paid in administrative service fees. basically per the sheriff's directing the payment to the law enforcement individual.
Right.
So it's pretty simple. It was negotiated with the city and myself prior to the contract taking place, prior to April 15th when we actually took over services for the city. That was all in effect. It just wasn't fine-tuned on how it would be paid.
Administered.
Yeah, administered. And Mark's been working with us as well on how we can and cannot administer. There were some things we found out
Right.
moving down the road. I don't know all the accuracy of them, but I know that this is a easier way to do it. Galloway's been spoken to, as well as his co-partner, Ann Schmeeds, actually represents the city's been in on it as well. And they said this would just clean it up real nice and allow for this moving forward to be easier. So,
Some takeaways I have from it is, one, it doesn't increase the payment
none at all.
from the city. It doesn't increase any revenue for you. It doesn't increase property taxes on the county side. It's just part of, I think you had $20,000 in there for administrative fees. And in this time, you've decided how they're going to be
Yep.
dished out, administrated, whatever. This allows this to happen.
Correct, and that may change year to year, which is why
Right.
I don't want to get too much verbiage and lock it in too much, so that's why the contract states how it does,
Right.
per the invoice, it will be paid out. And then each individual who receives it's more or less a stipend from the city, who receives that is responsible for taxes, accrued, and things, so on and so forth.
Okay.
So, and they will be 1099 by the city. It just keeps it out of
Just
the county.
makes us a lot cleaner.
It does, it makes it clean. Like I said, it was agreed upon and talked about, and now it's just being more transparent in the actual contract. So,
And, yeah, this will go in effect the third quarter here.
yep, third quarter of every year.
Okay.
Do you have any questions with it, Marcus?
No. Oh, I don't think so. I
Okay.
haven't seen it, but
Okay, perfect. Mark? No. Oh, sorry.
two more.
Yeah, I know.
And this is something you said Ann worked with you on?
She did.
And Mike?
Yep, and Mike. Yep,
Okay.
Mike said it couldn't be done this way, absolutely. And then Ann was on a conference call with Mark and I and Gene
Okay.
and some other city officials, so.
Okay. Do you have a motion to approve the addendum of 28E between the city of Harlan and Shelby County?
Second?
Motion by Bryce, second by Charlie. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
Thank you, guys.
Nope, you're not.
I'm not leaving.
You need to
Can't get off that
explain.
easy.
No. The Sheriff's Department got a heck of an award, state award yesterday, the Sullivan Award. And would you explain how this come about and what the award is?
Yeah, so the Sullivan Brothers Award is given out by the governor and lieutenant governor yearly based on his recipients, and you have to meet a certain criteria, and it's investigated by a team of investigators to make sure all of it's accurate and I guess is justified for the award. The Sullivan Brothers are a group of 5 brothers in World War II that went down on the same ship together, and since then that's kind of, it's an honor of them, right? And every year, they're from the Waterloo Cedar Falls area, and every year they have a family member that comes down and presents the award. We were lucky enough that 4 of us from our sheriff's office were nominated for that award, and were selected to receive that award based on valor that was shown in the line of duty. So obviously law enforcement and firefighters are available to receive that award, and I feel like every day they go above and beyond in their jobs. And Commissioner Stephen Baines pointed out that we do that daily, but this is that next level. This is that next level of valor where they did go above and beyond, even the above and beyond essentially. So it was really neat to be recognized by the governor, lieutenant governor, and Commissioner DPS, and Kelly Sullivan, which would be a granddaughter to the Sullivan brothers, was there to honor us with that award. So it was pretty neat, pretty special, and yeah, our office was very grateful to receive it.
And who was your officers?
So it was myself, it was Chief Deputy Eccles, Sergeant Haas, and Deputy William McDaniel, all received that award.
Congratulations.
So yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So, yep. Captain Butler actually was the one that snuck in the nomination for us after the call. I think he may have addressed some things with you last year when he was doing the nomination process with it, but he got it into the proper channels and it was investigated, and it was really neat to see. There was a lot of even state patrol that showed up from our post, our area.
Can you talk a little bit about the incident that put you up for this honor?
Yeah, it was a call that came out as a suicidal male had doused your occupancy in gasoline and was ready to blow it up. I responded to the scene, and he was striking a lighter inside the residence, and the odor of gasoline could be smelled. Throughout the duration of 2 hours, we attempted to negotiate with him via phone, blowhorn and phone. He did barricade all the doors shut, screwed them shut, so he could not make entry to the building. And during the call, 2 rounds were heard going off. One of them actually firearms. One of them actually exited the window in our direction. Did not make contact with anybody or our vehicles, obviously, but was in our direction. He then lit the house on fire with him in it, and we lost all communication with him. Rounds started going off as he had bundled up a bunch of ammunition near the fire. So it was hard to hear with the blast of the ammunition firing, as well as the smoke and the fire roaring in the house, and it grew and grew. We could see him at one point in time at a window. It almost just looked like he was maybe yelling help, was pounding on the window, but after having several rounds fired at us, it was hard to determine if he was trying to bait us in, or if he actually was wanting rescued. So we did put some 40mm impact rounds through a window to break the window out to give him an area of escape. There's a little bit of an elevated window, and the smoke was pouring out of the house, so it was hard to determine if he could see that window was broken out or not. And it was at that time we decided to make an approach on the residents, those 4 individuals I stated, in an attempt to rescue him from that burning structure. So we did. We broke down the barricaded door. It took some effort, but we got it broke down. Myself and Deputy McDaniel entered the residence, located the subject, and drug him out of the residence. He suffered from some smoke inhalation and was treated, but he did survive. We found out later, after extinguishing the fire, that he was laying on a loaded AR-15 rifle right next to him. But the outcome was good. Everybody was safe, and that was the award that they presented to us for that event. So.
Good
Neil,
job.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Absolutely, just doing our jobs.
Congratulations. Boy, yeah, you represent our county, and your department does very, very, very well.
I appreciate that.
We appreciate what you do.
You bet. Absolutely. So.
Yep.
So that was kind of neat.
Next time when you know you're getting an award like that, let us know a little ahead of time.
Yeah.
I know you're pretty modest, but we'd like to attend those things too.
Sounds great. I appreciate that.
Okay.
So, all right.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yep.
There.
Okay.
Please.
At this time, I'm going to recess the regular session, and do I have a motion to open up the public hearing for ordinance collecting income tax
Yes, sir.
by the Iowa Department of Revenue?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Bryce, second by Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. So at this time, our public hearing is open. Mark, you want to talk about the ordinance?
Yeah, it's to gather public information. The hearing is on the ordinance that the supervisors will consider. The ordinance is required by Iowa code to collect the income tax, the income surtax.
That
And-
was approved at the referendum November 7th for
There you go.
EMS.
Yep.
Yep.
As well as the the income surtax as well as the property tax.
Right.
The Iowa code requires that you have this ordinance passed to do that before July 1st.
Yep, when we can start collecting the tax. Okay, so this is, like I said, we're just going through the formality of the ordinance on what was passed at the referendum.
Correct.
Okay? Any other questions?
No?
I've
Okay.
heard no public comment on this.
No written comments?
Nothing.
Is there anybody here that wants to speak to the ordinance? I see none. Do I have a motion to close the ordinance hearing?
Motion.
Okay.
Motion by Charlie, second by Bryce. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. At this time, we're going to, do I have a motion to approve the ordinance?
It would be approve, and if you want to have another reading, another publication, or you can
Suspend.
forgo those.
Since we've had no comments either way,
So the motion would include
suspending the
those
second
further.
and third reading.
Yes.
Make that motion.
Second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Bryce, to approve the ordinance and suspend the second and third reading. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Now, at this time, I'm also going to do another recess, and we have a motion to open up a public hearing for an internal loan.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Bryce, second by Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We have opened the public hearing for an internal loan to help with the cash flow and paying insurance expenses for the new EMS system to get us up until,
If needed.
yeah, right. It's going to be if needed. We're not just putting the money in there now, but down the road, until they get cash flowing with their revenues coming in from billing, this loan would be available if needed. They would, the advisory council and Jordan would have to approach us saying, hey, we need this money for X amount of time. And then when we start receiving the property taxes from the EMS, this loan, whatever amount they would use, up to $125,000, would be paid back once those revenues start coming in back to the county.
Right.
So it's another avenue where we're all trying to help out making this thing flow. So with that said, anybody from the public want to comment on the loan process and why we're doing it?
Do you know how much money's in that reinsurance fund currently? I mean, that won't impact ability to pay deductibles and stuff.
Correct. We're at about 550,000, 525 to 550 is where we're at right now. And we've got it's about 85,000 is what they're expecting each year would be needed out of that. So we have about 5 years worth of
Stop
reserves
loss.
in there to pay those deductible payments.
And our board has also set a goal, when we went through our budget process last year, that we should never want that fund to go below 400,000.
Right, no, I just didn't want to have a bad year
Yep, and that was one of the things we
go-
talked about with the insurance guy
Sure.
today.
That go negative. And
So he said your risk factor out there is about 85 grand a year.
Okay.
Okay? Good questions.
The proverbial bus crash, every employee was on there that was in county insurance, and everybody had their maximum. The risk is about, I believe he said last year, like 350,000.
Okay.
That's everybody.
Yeah, that would be if everybody used up all their deductibles.
That's why we had set it at the 400.
Sure, no, that
Great
makes sense.
question.
I just didn't want it to go
And-
No?
negative and then,
Yep.
sorry, you have to
And-
pay your $12,000 deductible instead of
Yep.
But
4.
we have to remember
Good
our
questions.
employees have increased by 20 the past year also.
Right. Right. But they're also paying
That's correct.
into it too. So, any other questions or concerns? Okay. Do I have a motion to close the public internal loan hearing?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Bryce, second by Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. So we will move on to resolution 2023-50. It's internal loan approval from the self-insurance fund for EMS of $125,000. Again, as needed, it's not going in there today or tomorrow. They will have to come and request it, and this loan will be paid back once the county starts receiving the money that was approved at the referendum. Do I have a motion on that?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Bryce. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thanks, everybody. Harlan Family Service Lease.
Yeah, what that is, we did this about a month ago, finally got things done. It was a busy time. The new terms, I'll just go over them, and if anybody in the public wants to know the old terms, but it's gonna be $700 a month, payable quarterly in advance. And the first payment will be due the first day of January 2024.
Can they increase their square
Yes.
footage by one more office
They
space.
took up one more office.
Right.
Yes, they did.
It's
And we've
been,
done some remodeling for them, put in new flooring, some new cabinets, lockable, drug cabinets for pharmaceuticals and things like that. And it's worked out really well while housing the substance abuse department also.
right. And this office space came available a couple years ago when the region took over our mental health part and community service, so we had those offices over there, so it's awesome, we got to house them here, pick up the revenues, updated some of the office space, it's been a very good partnership.
And we have the services here
Right,
in Harlan for Shelby County residents. They don't have to drive
right,
to another county like other counties maybe have to here.
Exactly.
and they were glad too, they didn't have to buy a building, furnish a building,
Worked out well.
yeah, it was a win-win for both, so. Any other questions on that, guys? We actually put this all together, like you said, probably a couple months ago. So, do I have a motion to approve this lease agreement with Harlan Family Services?
Motion?
Second.
Motion by Bryce, second by Charlie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Next on the agenda is our ISAC Annual Wellness Participation Agreement for calendar year 2024.
Yeah, this is just the yearly agreement that we will participate in it. We had a few, Melissa had a few hitches with the deal, people participating and not following the rules precisely and keeping their phones hooked up and making sure their phones are reporting like they should to receive the $150 or whatever dollars they that were available.
Incentive.
Yeah, but there are specific rules of what you have to do, and if that wasn't done, then you lost out on the credit for those days.
A lot of that getting worked out, that you know? Or is that
It
ever?
is run by ISAC,
Yep,
not by Shelby County, and so, and I get it. The employees go, well, I'm gonna miss out on this. Well, we don't make the rules, and this is what you have to do to get those dollars.
right.
Then you must do that, and if you don't want to do that, then you're forgoing the chance to earn those dollars.
Right.
How do they get their phone set up?
How?
Yeah.
I'm not a participant in it, so
Put
I,
an app on your phone.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I know, I was just wondering if they knew what they were doing.
And it's really helped with getting our 5% discounts and keeping people healthy,
Okay.
so. Do you have a motion for us to continue to participate in the ISAC Wellness Agreement?
Motion.
Second?
Motion by Charlie, second by Bryce. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Consideration and approval of Tom Callman for Shelby County Veterans Affairs.
yeah, this is simply, Levon Christensen is retiring from the
Okay, I was wondering, okay.
committee, and they've nominated Tom Coleman to fill the spot.
He'd be a good one, I think.
I don't know him.
He was a former colonel.
Okay.
Is he rural water guy?
Yes,
Mm.
yes.
Manager? Okay,
And I'd make the motion.
okay. Motion by Charlie,
Second?
second by Bryce to approve Tom Callman of Shelby County Veterans Affairs Board. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. New door bid for the annex.
There it is. I was just looking for it. A little panic set in. I've been begging to get these door quotes. In fact, one of these is dated September 12th. And the next one, when we got the second one, it was October 23rd. But I'd recommend accepting the bid if they will still do it at this price. Of $10,850 for that west door. It's an all-steel door, and they're gonna remove and dispose of the existing door and install a new one. And this one's pretty rusted out.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's bad.
So would we pay this through capital or building and grounds, or how would that be paid?
Or capital.
Yeah, it'll come out of capital.
Okay. Do you have a motion to approve the low bid with lining for $10,850.25.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Charlie, second by Bryce. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Thanks, Mark, for getting them together. I know those bids, it's like pulling hens.
It's hard to
teeth.
believe that that's too small of a job,
Yeah.
you know, it just is.
Well, there's a lot involved there.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
wider than a regular.
we're gonna recess the meeting for about 5 minutes, and we're gonna start our budget workshop. Our budget workshops are gonna be today, tomorrow, and then Thursday. That's all we're gonna be doing, except for Thursday at 11 o'clock, we're gonna be recessing our budget workshop. We have a closed hearing grievance issue. So that will be taking place at 11 o'clock on Thursday, and then once that is over with, the closed session, we'll come back into open session and we'll continue on with our budget workshop. So, okay, thanks everybody. Have a Merry Christmas.